The U.S. continues to blow through records when it comes to daily COVID-19 cases. Just look at the latest record. It's a high, and it was reported yesterday, nearly 279,000 cases. Now, just the day before, we set the previous record. More than 3,600 people have also died from the virus. However, that's still shy of the daily record for deaths. Now, New Jersey reporting a new record for daily cases, more than 6,400 new cases there. More than 100 people have died from the virus in just one day. That was yesterday. The state has so far vaccinated more than 200,000 people. Tomorrow, President-elect Joe Biden is going to get his second dose of the COVID vaccine. He's going to receive another shot of Pfizer's vaccine. We saw that the cameras were rolling in Newark, Delaware last month when Biden got the first dose. About 35 other members of his incoming administration are going to be vaccinated before the inauguration takes place on January 20th. Now, the president-elect is among those already getting their second doses of the vaccine. But here's the thing. When it comes to the numbers so far, less than 7 million people have gotten their first dose. To talk more about this vaccination effort, we're going to bring in our friend and medical expert, Dr. Arnold Baskies. He's the past chairman of the National Board of Directors of the American Cancer Society and also chair of the Global Cancer Control Advisory Council. Dr. B, nice to have you with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Stephanie.
So we've talked about the vaccine rollout, right? No surprise to anybody, it's been slow. The head of the FDA said on Friday that states should, quote, strongly consider vaccinating those lower priority groups. Now, President-elect Biden's team says that his incoming administration is going to release all available doses of coronavirus vaccines to the states. So you've heard these strategies. What do you make of them?
Well, Stephanie, each state has set up different standards for vaccine status. The Biden team has taken the first step to re-examine the original vaccine distribution plan. Instead of keeping half of the doses in reserve to be certain that everyone who got the first shot can receive a second shot, the Biden group has said that they will release the vast majority of doses at once. The original plan had merit when there was concern that there would be insufficient doses for second shots. The modification of the plan, which is let's call it the Biden plan, is based on data that suggests that even a single dose of one of the vaccines reduces transmission of the virus by 85%. And the fact that Moderna has stated already that they will be able to produce 6 billion doses by the end of 2021. The problem with vaccine rollout has less to do with supply or distribution and more to do with disorganization at the state level. For example, the mayor of New York City and Governor Cuomo have actually argued over which responders, including police officers, are up for vaccination right now. So everything is in flux, but the good news is that there will be enough vaccine to the entire population of the United States before the end of the year. And probably, I think, given herd immunity, I think we can get to herd immunity by the late spring of this year.
Yeah, well, the other issue is that people also have to be willing to go in and get the vaccine, which is another issue altogether. So we want to talk to you about something else when it comes to transmission. You just mentioned that, and I'm glad you made that point because there was research that was published Friday in the medical journal The Lancet, and it said that symptoms of COVID-19 could linger for up to 6 months. Of course, that automatically makes you think, okay, what about transmission? What else can you tell us about the study?
Well, Stephanie, we are at a very concerning inflection point in this pandemic. At this moment, there are 132,000 Americans who are hospitalized with COVID, up from 102,000 people a month ago. We have 21 million vaccines in distribution right now, and 6 million of us have been vaccinated with at least one dose of the vaccine. By the way, you mentioned the increase in numbers. Georgia, followed by New Jersey, are showing the most rapid rates of viral transmission. The study that you talked about was published in Lancet and regards lingering symptoms after COVID. It's based on a report from China of about 1,700 patients who were hospitalized with COVID pneumonia. About 3/4 of those patients who ended up getting hospitalized and were very sick reported lingering symptoms of anxiety, depression, muscle weakness, fatigue, and problems with breathing afterwards. But be aware that this was an observational study. There was no comparison to a group of people who were hospitalized with non-COVID pneumonia or hospitalized for some other reason. We know that people who are hospitalized for significant issues will also report these types of symptoms. So the symptoms may not be COVID specific, but one of the things that I want to remind everybody about that's very important is this. You're either going to get COVID or you're going to get the vaccine. You can choose which one you want. If I were you, I would choose to get the vaccine.
Okay, it's perfect for us to leave it right there. You can either get COVID or the vaccine. Dr. B, thank you for joining us and sharing your insights. And by the way, you already got your vaccine. You're set to take your second dose in a few weeks. So just wanted to get that across.
Right. And I'm ready to go, actually. And by the way, go Flyers.
Oh, there you go. Switching it up now. All right, Dr. B, doesn't miss a beat. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.